Good morning. Hey everyone. Super excited to have you join our today's yin class. I'll just give everyone a few more moments to, arrive. Let me know if you can hear me. I know that a few of you are watching live and some will learn later. So thanks for being here. You might want to grab a glass of water or tea, whatever you have. And just so you can get ready, you'll be needing a few props. And I recommend you having a towel. Like towels are really practical. They're a little bit more firm than usual blankets we have at home. Of course, you can use a blanket to cover yourself, but a towel serves more as a prop that you can use under your knees, under your sitting bones, for your forehead. Just like you can put it into places where you feel you're missing contact with the earth, but it will help you to ground because sometimes in our minds we think, no, I don't need anything right now. It's like I'm almost on the ground, or maybe you're like really not close to the ground, which is all fine. Like everybody is different, and each day our bodies are different. But what it does is, like, as soon as we feel like there is a ground, we are like, and we relax, and suddenly we do reach the ground. But it's like, just like mentally, it gives you some security. It's like you're not just falling into nothing. So yeah. And then if you have yoga blocks, grab your yoga blocks if you haven't already, or thick books, preferably a Harry Potter book. Yeah. Or of course, a bolster if you have one. I'll be doing a tutorial soon where you can build your own bolster. And now, since balcony season started, you might have some of these chair sitting pillows. These are also great to just sit on, if you feel like your block is too high. Any pillows you have at home you can do, of course. But this is just like the tools I find the easiest to work with in yin without creating too much, effort. Because if the props are too fluffy, like blankets and very fluffy pillows, it's too much movement, to really get it and really make it serve you and not just be fluffy and cozy. So yeah. Okay. Oh wow, there was just a spider. Yeah, came out of something. Probably my mouth. I'm not sure. Good morning. Yeah. So, okay. So sit down onto something, please, and bring your hands to touch the floor in front of you. And if you feel like this is really not comfortable, you can grab your blanket, your blocks, whatever you have. Help yourself. Help yourself throughout this class. And then just close your eyes and gently pull your chin slightly down, like towards your chest, so your neck has no tension. And you inhale and you reach your shoulders maybe up, coming up to your fingertips, exhaling, bringing your palms down to the earth, releasing your shoulders. Maybe even moving your face here, making some funny faces, saying yes and no with your head. And then just feel how your hands are touching the floor on your prop. And how with every exhale, you allow your hands to sink deeper. And you allow your buttocks to relax towards the earth. Imagining how the tailbone is becoming heavy. And notice your breath flowing in and out. And just how this makes you feel. Scanning your body here from the toes, knees, hips, your spine, your belly, chest, your neck and throat, your head, face, shoulders, your arms, hands and fingers. Moving one more time to your body and releasing any tension you're holding on that is not needed right now. Maybe in your thighs, in your glutes. It's interesting to watch where we're holding tension in our physical bodies. Becoming aware of when we become tense and also what happens when we notice the tension mentally, emotionally. And if you're physically moving it from one place to another in the body, taking a deep inhale through your nose, exhale through the mouth. One more time. And slowly walk your hands back, bringing your hands onto your thighs, palms facing down. Just noticing how your breath flows to your nose in and out. Noticing if you're holding tension in your eyes and your jaw as you breathe in here. And bring awareness to your thoughts. Not trying to, force your mind to quit thinking. But just becoming curious about what you're thinking right now and how you're feeling mentally at the moment. At the moment can be today, yesterday, this week. What we think and what we feel in our bodies is interconnected. Same goes for our emotions. So becoming aware what arises first, the physical activity, the thought or the emotion or memory. So take a deep inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Sigh. Letting it go one more time. Bringing your hands to your chest, on top of each other or in prayer. Noticing your heart here, your heartbeat can be scary. Here you are alive, your body is living. And how are you emotionally? certain memories have been coming up which made you feel things from the past. Maybe not. You can ask your heart here internally, how are you, heart? How is it going? Do you have any message for me? Heart messages might not appear when we rationally force them. Staying open throughout this journey and to whatever happens today and throughout this course, allowing things to arise naturally and also to, let go the grip around them. Take a deep inhale into your heart and hold your breath for a moment, tucking the chin in. And then exhale, let it go. And take your arms in a big circle up to the head till they touch. Inhale. Reach your fingertips up, open your heart, and bring your hands in prayer in front of your heart. Breathing through the nose in and out. I'm inviting you to set an intention here. Maybe you're just joining today's class, maybe you're doing the full course. And this intention might change. Allow it to be simple. Maybe it's just connecting to my heart or slowing down my life. Feel my body and my heart again. Move more relaxed and joyful through life. Whatever it is, pick one thing that is a reminder. And maybe it's a message you received from the heart just before. You know what you need. And then repeat this sentence 3 times internally. I like to imagine how I inhale it through the nose into my heart. And then as I exhale through my nose, I distribute that intention to every single cell in my body. And then you can release your hands and slowly open your eyes. Maybe you just want to write your intention down in your journal or on a paper. It's something you can, put as a reminder anywhere. Background of your phone, your computer, your fridge, your mirror. And we'll carefully move into our first physical in shape, the child's pose. I recommend you if you have sensitive knees or very bony knees, you can take your towel or a blanket and just place it at where your knees would be. And come onto all fours, moving into your knees and hands. And the feet can be flat here. And I'm bringing your big toes together to touch here, where your feet even. And gently walking your knees out, maybe just as wide as the mat or just slightly wider than your hips. So this will just give us a gentle hip opening. And then sit back onto your heels and extend your arms forward. Placing your forehead down onto the mat, or if you want, on a block, book, or towel. Allowing your shoulders and elbows to rest, especially the elbows, they're on the mat, they're not lying high. Moving your fingers here a little bit, your jaw. And then taking 3 breaths, deep belly breaths, to just arrive in the shape. So the first thing, we create a shape with our bodies. That's the first stage of a yin shape. And in the second stage, we arrive and we notice if there's any micro adjustment you really need to do to feel completely comfortable in the shape. Be able to breathe. Maybe it's just a pillow. If your sitting bones are not resting on your feet, then you can roll up a blanket, towel, or mat and place it on your legs, where your ankles are. And then after you've done all your micro adjustments, you enter the third stage of the yin shape and find stillness. And from here, the fourth stage is to hold for time. Breathing through the nose in and out. And just noticing what's happening in your physical body here, which sensations you can notice. Allowing the belly to soften and the bones to become heavy with every exhale. And yes, it's completely normal when we can't, quiet our minds at the beginning. Because first we have to slow down to notice how crazy our minds are. All the thoughts you're thinking, all the thoughts that inspire our action, and clear or also fog our vision. As we slow down, we can ask ourselves, what is my intention? Allowing your hips to sink towards the earth, scanning the body for any tension, And you don't even have to release that tension immediately. It's just about noticing what's happening inside you. Taking your final breath here. And carefully just press your hands gently into the earth. And lift the head. And remove your prop, if you have any, beneath your head. And we just do a slight variation of this child's pose. We'll be walking our hands towards the right side, but only as far as our hips stay where they are. So our sitting bones don't move away from our feet. Allowing the upper body to rest wherever it lands. And if you want, you can lie into your left ear here. Breathing into the left side of your physical body. Creating space in your rib cage. And maybe even feeling a slight, something in your right hip. Releasing the shoulders and the elbows. The jaw. If needed, you can exhale through the mouth. And then carefully center your head first and walk your hands back to center for a full breath in. And then exhale, walk your hands towards the left side. Again, only as far as your hips stay grounded. If you've been resting on your left ear, rest on your right ear now. Breathing through the right side of your body. Creating space in the right side of your rib cage. Softening your shoulders, jaw, neck. And then center your head. Walk your hands back to center for a few last breaths here. Just noticing how your body feels now. And then press your hands into the earth and gently lift your hips up and walk your hands back. Coming back into tabletop, hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide here. And just for a moment, notice what's happening without moving too much. Maybe you want to lift your ankles now and just circle them. First in one direction, really spreading the toes wide, and then the opposite direction. pointing and flexing. And spread your toes wide and place your toes onto the earth, walking your hands back. And just bringing your small toe to touch the earth if it isn't. Sometimes you need to adjust it. And then you might want to stay here and see how this feels. Our toe squat. Or if you want, you can sit onto your heels. Sometimes it's also nice to just have a something here between your heels and your sitting bones. Kind of helps. Maybe a pillow or a block, bolster, or towel as I do. I'm like sitting here on this chair. And I just, this can be very awkward, I know. But many energies channel flow through our toes, they start or end there. So we don't give our toes as much love as they deserve. Walking all day in shoes. And to be yin, it requires also some yang, some discipline. But loving one, you know. You can grab your opposite elbow at the back if you want, or you can just rest your arms on your thighs. But this will just help to create a gentle heart opening in this shape. You can close your eyes and keep breathing. Notice what's happening now, especially with the physical, discomfort. What kind of thoughts are being created in your mind? Deep breaths. Anytime it's very intense, you're also welcome to exhale through the mouth. I'm staying in the body right now, being here, present with all you are, with all you love and all you dislike. A few more breaths. Final breath through the nose in. Exhale through the mouth. Release your arms. And just bring your hands to touch the floor and listen carefully. Remove any prod that is beneath your butt. And then come onto your fingertips here and shift the weight back onto your feet. From here, maybe you want to take just a gently wider stance. You have some space. And then you'll lift your hips up and come into dangle. So knees are very bent. So these are our standing forward fold. I know this doesn't seem very yin, but this will help to open our back line fascia, which means we'll relax our whole back of the body and calm our mind. So feet are hip distance apart. Really spread your toes wide and connect through your feet with the floor through all four corners of your feet. You can grab the opposite elbows, or you can also place your hands on two blocks or a pillow in front of you. Let your hand hang. Maybe say yes and no, and really keep your knees bent. As you exhale, really empty your belly fully. And notice what happens when you fully exhale. Releasing your jaw and your neck here. Exhaling to the mouth. Releasing your arms down for a few last breaths. And then bend your knees as much as you need to really bring your fingertips onto the earth. And listen carefully. We'll be pointing our toes towards the outside of our mat, maybe even taking a gently wider stand here. And carefully lower our hips down to come into squat. Like this. And then you can keep your hands onto the earth. It's very grounding. And you can roll your back forward and inhale, open the chest here gently. If you feel you need extra grounding and calming, keep the hands down. If you feel you need some heart connection, you can bring your hands in prayer in front of your heart. And really releasing the shoulders down, away from the ears. Chin is slightly tucked in. Softening the toes here. And breathing into your hips. With every exhale, you allow your hips to sink deeper towards the earth. And if your heels don't touch the floor, you can place a rolled up blanket or pillow under them. Really align your exhale to soften your body here. And wherever your hands are, just inhale and strengthen. Just like feel your spine lengthen here as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you can look over your left shoulder. This is just gonna help open the right side of your neck. And slowly exhale, come back to center. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Tuning into the left side of your neck. And exhale, final 2 breaths here in the center. And then release, come to sit on the floor. And just for a moment, you can let your feet rest on the floor. Maybe wrapping the arms around you and placing your forehead on your arms or your knees. Resting here. Mm. And then slowly lift your head back up. We'll be moving into a forward folded butterfly. And for that, I really recommend you to sit on some low pillow or your towel. And then we'll be moving the flash away from our sitting bone so we can really ground down. Bringing your feet together and letting your knees fall out. And grabbing any props you have and placing them under your knees. Especially if you're sitting here and you feel one side is more open than the other, you might want to have a block where it's more open so you can create balance, you know? And you don't have to keep your feet very close to you. Have some space. So we'll be targeting more of our inner groins and put less pressure on our hips. You can touch your feet here, even put some pressure on them, giving them some love. And we'll be inhaling, opening our heart here, and slowly lowering down. You can keep your spine straight if that feels good in your body, or you can roll all the way forward. You can also take another prop in place. For example, a block under your forehead. Or a bolster if you have one, you can put it in front. Palms can face up or down. Taking a few deep belly breaths to arrive. And allowing your exhales to take you deeper inwards. Allowing your knees to sink towards the earth. Creating space between the vertebrae. And if it helps you, you can imagine a waterfall above your head. And it's a soft, gentle, beautiful waterfall, clearing your physical body, your thoughts, any emotions that are ready to be released. If you need, exhale with a sigh. Maybe even stick your tongue out and see what happens. Hmm. We become still, we suddenly feel. We feel all we need to feel, from terror to beauty. Because as much as we deny pain, we also deny joy. But how can we feel what we need to feel and then intentionally choose where we want to point our view, direction, vision for life, and attitude we want to move through life. Take your final breath here. Really allow your upper body to become heavy with every single exhale, grounding you down. And carefully remove any props and just bring your hands to touch your feet. Have a look at your feet. And very carefully bring your upper body back up. And just stay here for a moment. You can keep your eyes closed as you bring your hands to your knees and guide your knees back. Resting here for a moment. Knowing that this was a deep hip opener, so you move carefully as you make your way onto your back. Please make sure any props are somewhere where you can grab them easily as you're lying. And really move slowly. Allow this energy to, accompany you now. You can hug your knees in for a moment. Maybe roll from side to side. And then find stillness. And really allow your whole spine to touch the earth here. And then bring your feet down. We're moving into a shape called supported bridge. It's going to open our hearts gently, just make some connection to this space up here. And also anything we've brought up from our hips, which can be heavy, is moving towards the heart and can be transformed here. And you might feel like your body is cooling down right now, so you might want to put on some socks or just cover yourself with a blanket. Just have it ready. So you'll need a block or a book, or even like a towel or like a firmer pillow or bolster work too. Just have a slight height, just so you elevate your hips a little bit. And then bring your hands to your hips. And really breathe into your hands here. As you exhale, feel your lower back ground towards the earth. And bring the hands to your sides. Very carefully lift your hips up just as much as you need to slide your prop beneath your hips on the lowest setting. Your block is where the bony part is. So really under here, your lower back. And I will just stay here for a few moments. Your arms can be next to your body, palms facing up. Taking a few breaths and feeling how with every exhale, you allow yourself to relax into that prop. And if it feels good in your body, you can extend your legs onto the mat. And maybe even reach the arms behind, palms facing up. Breathing here to your full body, through the nose, in and out. Noticing what you're feeling in your physical body, emotionally, and mentally. And if you feel like you can fully relax with your arms extended towards the back, just place them next to your body and see how that feels. Taking your final breath. And slowly first just bring your hands to touch your hips. If your legs are extended on the mat, slowly walk your feet back and just stay here for a moment with your knees down. Breathing into your hands and hips. And very carefully lift your hips and remove the prop. And very slowly bring your hips down towards the earth. And just feel what you feel in your body. If you want, you can hug your knees into your chest now. Maybe even wiggle from side to side. And place your feet down. And just grab a pillow or a block or whatever you have, any prop. Just going to be some extra grounding. Now bring your hands to your hips again. And we'll lift our hips and shift them for a few centimeters towards the right side. It's like really gentle movement, not big movement. It's just going to create space for our twist. And in twist, we imagine how we bring our energy back to our center, integrating this journey, balancing it on a physical and energetic level. And also releasing energies that are not yours, responsibilities you take on that are not yours to solve. You can lift your right leg up and just place it on top of the left. Completely relaxed. You can also wrap it all the way around. Arms can be spread out wide, fingers and palms facing up. And then exhale your knees towards the left side. Walking the shoulders away. Head can stay centered or towards the right side. And then take a few deep belly breaths here just to arrive. Allowing your body to soften. And sometimes we can't slow down because we don't only do the things we think we should be doing for ourselves, but also all the shoulds we put on ourselves to, do for others. Based on some expectations we think that are put on us, or maybe also fears of not being accepted or loved as we are, and if we make boundaries. Soften your face and your jaw, please. 5 more deep breaths. Soften. Now carefully center your head and bring your arms to touch your thighs. Gently guide your knees back to center. Think here for a full breath in and out. Slowly switching your prop towards the right side. And then lifting your hips and gently shifting them towards the left. As you bring your left leg on top of the right. And relax your knees onto the right side. Walking the shoulder blades away from each other and taking the same variation with your head and arms as before. Closing your eyes if it feels good and in a few deep breaths. Allowing the body to sink towards the earth. As you give yourself the permission to explore the shoulds you think you should be doing, and if it's really true, stopping throughout the day, slowing down, walking slowly, literally, or taking a break to just take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself, is this actually true? And what's the worst thing that can happen if I don't do this or if I do it? The answers might be surprising. Exhale through the mouth whenever needed. Taking your final breaths here, letting me nourish you, and releasing with every exhale. Center your head and bring your hands to touch your thighs, guiding your knees back to center, placing both feet onto the earth and taking a few deep breaths here. And then remove any props. And hug your knees into your chest. Maybe move from side to side. Find stillness here. And then bring your knees, your feet down towards the earth. Extending your legs onto the mat for Shavasana, our final resting shape. Walking the shoulder blades away from each other. And arms are next to the body, palms are facing up. Maybe you want to cover yourself or roll up a blanket and place it under your knees or a pillow if you have a sensitive lower back. And then take 3 deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, in and out. With every exhale, you allow your body to soften into the mat. Letting go of your breath here, letting it flow through the nose, in and out. Allowing your eyes to sink deeper into the eye sockets, softening your cheeks, your forehead and temples, nose, jaw, lips, tongue. Your head is sinking deeper into the mat, your shoulders, arms, your spine becomes heavy, your hips and glutes, belly and chest soften. Right leg, left leg. Heels are sinking deeper into the mat. Your full body sinks into the mat with the next exhale. You're allowing yourself to rest, nourish, and integrate this practice. Knowing you're safe. You've created a safe space for yourself to be. Letting go what needs to go and letting arise what needs to arise. I will leave you now in silence for a moment, and then I'll speak again to you. Remember your intention and repeat it 3 times in turn. Deepen your breath here. And slowly start moving your fingers and toes. Your head from side to side. And then take your arms over your head for a stretch. Extending to your toes and the fingers. Really waking up the face. Maybe there is a smile on your face. And then hug your knees into your chest for another last time. Really giving yourself a loving hug here. And then roll over to your right side. Tuning into your heart space here. And just saving the way you feel right now in your memory. That you can return back to this. And you're allowed to slow down and make boundaries. Say no, but also say yes to whatever you feel is nourishing for you. You don't have to be there constantly for others. And then lift yourself up and come into a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed. If you can't sit onto something, and just bring your hands in prayer in front of your heart. Releasing the shoulders down, inhaling, lengthening through the spine. Noticing your breath flowing in and out. Feeling your heart here. And asking your heart internally again. Dear heart, what is it that you need? And what is your message for me? Tuning into gratitude, appreciation. Really training your mind to see beauty. What are you grateful for right now? You breathing, you're having the ability to take time for yourself for now. Birds singing, bring your hands to your forehead. Giving thanks to yourself here, your body, your heart, your mind. Thanks to everyone that has practiced with us right now or later. Giving thanks to each other for connection, appreciation, beauty in life. Thank you. Thank you so much for practicing with me and enjoy your day. Truly enjoy. So when you're ready, you can of course open your eyes. Thank you. Take your time. If you feel you need that energy kick or you feel like you're, we can feel, whatever you feel. So you might want to just look up on my YouTube channel, the breathing exercises. There's a playlist, and we're going to do some Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breathing, which is just going to help balance the right and the left side of the body and brain. Or do some Kapalabhati fire breath if you need some extra energy and focus. And just take time to really tune into the questions I wrote you. Some like to journal them before, some like to journal them after. You can even do both and see, what's the difference. So thanks for showing up. You can use this link as a replay. And if you feel like sharing anything, if anything comes up, please feel free to just email me anytime. And thank you for being here. So yeah. Yay! Same to you, Mike. Thanks a lot. See you soon.